Hi, all. A very good morning to people who have joined from US, and thanks for others joining from the rest of the world. And just wanted to check whether my audio is working fine. Good, give a thumbs up. I would confirm that my audio and video is working. Okay, thank you, thank you. So thanks all for joining this session. And again, this is going to be a very interesting session, like how we run the webinars. So hope you are seeing the slide deck, right? Bringing DTools data to Claude, right? Can I get a thumbs up if you are seeing that one? Perfect. Okay. So thanks again. Let me introduce myself, and we can start the session. Um, I'm Sam. I'm the CEO and Chief Solutions Architect here at OfficeHub Tech. And OfficeHub Tech is a system integrator, software system integrator. Okay. We are Zoho partners. We are Zoho partners for better half of this decade. And we also work with DTools integrations. Okay. A lot of our customers, we are helping them integrate DTools with other business softwares, and we are CDA members. I'm proud to be a CDA member too, and we are exhibitors in the CDA convention at Denver, Colorado, and you could also see us in multiple CDA tech summits where we would be presenting our solution and helping the system integrators, right? And we are based out of Orlando, Florida, USA, and we also have a team in India. So that's a very short introduction about us. Let me come to this session. The topic we are going to present here, bringing in DTools data to Claude AI, right? I know that the title itself is very exciting, and when we have this DTools data in AI, that can do wonders, right? And particularly, we are talking about the DTools SI here. That's even more a bigger thing, like an on-premise system connecting with an AI and bringing in the information, right? So it's just not the Claude. You can connect it with any AI system. You can connect it with ChatGPT or any LLM models. Okay, because this is an MCP server we have built, which is universally accepted by all the LLM models to connect with them. Okay, so that's the thing. Let me directly get into the session. So what we are presenting here is more of an AI-powered sales companion, not just for the sales, for the project management, for the design team, right? The entire team would leverage and take advantage of the DTools data getting accessed by the LLM. Just imagine this. We all know that the large language models, the ChatGPT, the Claude, the Grok, and the perplexities of the world have the best in brain, right? On the reasoning side, on the decisioning side. Just imagine if we could bring the business data into this brain, how powerful it would be. How it would be able to, helping us on the business side, on the sales side, on the project management side, on the labor cost and other aspects, on the parts management, on the inventory. It is so powerful, right? So that was the inspiration, and that's what we said, we are going to connect the LLM and DTools. And this connection, the bridge, should be an universal bridge, so that today you decide to connect with Claude, yes, we can connect it. Tomorrow you wanted to connect it with ChatGPT, immediately you should be able to switch it without making any change to the code. Okay, so that was the objective. With that objective, we built something called a bridge between this D tools and the LLM, right? Definitely, we need a bridge, a connector to bring data, right? And that bridge is MCP. What is MCP? MCP is Model Context Protocol, and that acts as a bridge between your business tool. Here it is D tools. Like that, you would be able to connect it with Zoho CRM, be able to connect with HubSpot, the Salesforce, the NetSuite, the Google Calendar, the Teams. You can connect with any of the systems and bring in data into LLM, right? So this is the MCP server, which is the connector. And we have built the MCP server for a few tools right now. One of those tools is DTools. DTools SI, we have connected the data to LLM. And I would also, at the back end of this session, we would also see real-time demonstration of these information passing between these systems and how it is making your business more powerful, right? We will see the agents in action, the LLM connector in action, the MCP connector in action, okay, at the end of the session. So now let's understand, before going in, we don't want it to maintain any secret, right? Like, make it like in a more proprietary, a secret one, so that the people don't know how it is built and things. No, we want it to be open, right? That's how we are supporting this community. So we wanted to very clearly and openly tell, like, hey, this is MCP server, this is what we have built, this is how it works, so that you are educated about it, you can think more, and you can be more creative on running your business, right? So for that purpose, let me take time, explain what is MCP server, how we have built it, how the data flows, how it all works, right? So that will give you more information for you to creatively think about other aspects, and how you can yourself set up these things and make it work and all those aspects. Okay. So first thing is, what is MCP server? This MCP is a model context protocol. Okay. This is a kind of a framework, an open source framework, which has been introduced by Anthropic. As you know, Anthropic is the mother company for Claude, the parent company for Claude. Claude is an AI competitor for ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Grok and other AI models. So this company thought, like, hey, there should be an universal connector like USB. USB for the systems, there should be an universal connector for the tools to connect it with the LLMs. Today, you connect with ChatGPT and then you realize that, hey, Claude is a better LLM for my business. Okay, immediately you can connect it with Claude, right? You need not make any changes to the code. Your trained model sits in MCP server. Your functions and other connection, other code sits in MCP server. So you are not dependent on the LLM models. Okay. So that's what this MCP server provides. In this picture, credit to, we have put a credit here. So this has been done by someone else. So this picture would clearly explain how this MCP server, what is the benefit of it, things like that. See, these are the tools like Slack, Google Calendar, Gmail, Google Calendar. DTools is one of the tools. CRM, Zoho CRM is one of the tools, right? We have built certain tools. People have already built the MCP server. For certain tools, we have built it. For example, Zoho CRM, Zoho is yet to release it, but we have built it. DTools, we have built the MCP server, right? So with that, you could connect these tools to the clients, which is your system, right? Your view. So you can connect it. And that client, that MCP server is also connected with the host, or the MCP host, which is Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, and things like that, right? So that information can be directly connected to the client. And you can also use, connect your local data sources also. And this intelligent brain, the LLM, will take decisions, do actions based on the data which it pulls from different sources, different appropriate sources based on the requirement. right? So this is the MCP server. So Anthropic came with an idea, and all these LLMs agreed to it. They said, like, okay, fine, let's agree to it. A standard, universal, accepted framework or a context protocol, which could be used with all these LLMs, right? So that's how the MCP concept got its birth, and this was originally accepted by all these people by November 2024, which is like a couple of months before last, which is in the last year, and it got stabilized only by April and May this year. Immediately, we said, like, hey, we are serving this community, AV system integrators community. We wanted to build this MCP servers, which is used by most of the, for the tools which is used by the AV system integrators, so that we can provide them a bridge, connected tools, and it becomes like, one UI for them, and all those agents and things would make the life of the system integrators easy, connecting the tools, bringing in contextually, bringing in the data and things like that, right? So that's how this whole thing was produced and created. And so it acts as a bridge, and even non-technical persons would be able to use your tools, right? That's the whole idea. So this is one of the video where you could see that Zoho is one of the, a cloud CRM, um, original equipment manufacturer, OEM, right? It's a cloud CRM application providing company. And they recognized our work on the Zoho CRM. For you to have conversations, connect and network. We also enable a lot of learning, through activities like this, besides the regular webinars and the other sessions that keep happening from Zoho from time to time. We also do focused groups. There is a series going on enabling you to adopt AI-driven features inside Zoho applications. So make sure to bookmark all this and use all these resources to optimize your learning. So you could see that, we were sharing our knowledge. We are pioneer in sharing our knowledge to the world, like how these MCP servers are built, how the businesses can take advantage of the AI, right? So Zoho recognized our, our attitude of sharing the knowledge to the people, and they presented this in one of their big events which happened, which is the Zoho. For you to have conversations in the network, we also enable. That is the thing. And the same passion, with the same passion, we have built it for D tools also, and we wanted to share the knowledge to the community so that people could take advantage of this one, right? So what is the project vision, how we created this one? We wanted to create a smart virtual assistant. That's where the world is going, right? Every industry, they are building a companion, a smart intelligent companion to work along with them, so that their decisions are quick, they are more enabled, quick decisions, quick movement of data, right? And the clients are more informed, less mistakes, more savings, efficient running of the business, right? So we also wanted to build a companion for the AV system integrators. So that's the idea behind this one. Then we said, like, hey, primarily the tools what they use is the CRM, the project management, and the design and engineering tool, which is D tools. Let's bring those things into the one view, integrated, connected, one view in the LLM, bring that information to the LLM so that it would be powerful, right? So that's what we did. And that was the idea behind this whole project. And we decided, like, there should be a very intuitive screen, the regular LLM screen, where people can just type in or just dictate through their natural language, and this system should be more intelligent to choose which tools it should access, what functions it should trigger, what information it should bring back, what information it should process, and how it should be presenting, right? So just imagine, like, this LLM, this ChatGPT or the Claude is connected with your D tools, it is connected with your CRM, it's connected with your QuickBooks, It's connected with your calendar system, connected with your Teams or Slack, and you are just using one screen, right? That is what we were focused to, and that's what we that idea behind building this. So what's the benefit of this one? You have built it. So what's the benefit? So it enables a conversational access to your D tool system. You need not navigate. The training becomes more easy. Like, when of course, like the designers are working on the D tools, and some other light users, they want to like, hey, should I be trained on all the screens and all? No, you can, as a manager or a CEO, can just ask questions, conversational things, and you would get answers from D tools processed by the LLM in front of you, right? So it increases the D tools adoption across your departments. And LLM helps to teams focus on the right deals or projects or tasks every day, right? You might have hundreds of projects going on. This would organize and present it in such a way that you're focused on certain really important stuffs, which is more essential for you. And it saves time a lot. We have tried in our house as well as the client side, like how much time it would save. We definitely see that there will be 60 to 70 percentage, a saving of time, as it is so fast in processing and getting information and doing the actions what you command it to do, right? And of course, it's available 24/7, and it can be used for the non-technical persons to access the D tools easily, right? So what is the prerequisite for getting this done, right? So you should have a DTools paid account. You should have a DTools paid account, SI account, and you can get the DTools client ID and the secret auth and the API token. All this information would be provided by DTools itself. We can connect with DTools and get that information for you, or you yourself can see on the settings and or reach out to DTools to get that information. And in this example, we have connected it to LLM, which is the Claude LLM, right? You can connect it with any ChatGPT or anything like that. Here we have connected with Claude. So we have downloaded you can have a desktop application of the Pro plan of Claude, okay, which will be more quicker, connected, and things like that, right? So this is how we built the MCP server. It is not for you to do anything on that side. Like, we have already built it. So we built it with Python and, Python package, MCP, fast MCP, and Node.js as the backend server. We use the code editor. We use the Claude AI Pro plan, and we also connected Zoho CRM and D tools, right? If you have some other CRM, you can, definitely connect it with D tools along with that, right? D tools API this is the technology stack with which we built this MCP server, right? So we are open. We wanted to tell to the community that, hey, this is the technology stack. This is how we have built it, right? So everyone in the community is well educated and be able to take advantage of this AI wave, right? So that's the reason we are opening the box and showing, like, this is the technology stack, what we have put in the backend, right? And this is how this MCP server setup and running works, right? There has to be open AS, VS code, navigate to the project folder, open integrated terminal. This is the step-by-step process which has to be done one time to run that MCP server. Okay. You can run the MCP server on your local. You can also run the MCP server on Amazon Cloud or Azure, any of the cloud systems, or you can run it in Zoho Catalyst, which is another serverless, headless application setup. So you can run it anywhere, these MCP servers. Okay, and this is the step to be followed to do it at the first time and run it. So this is what we are visualizing, right? I wanted to show you another, view, or we can go with this itself. Like, this is the large language model screen, which you would have it, which will, which is the like ChatGPT or Claude, where you would have the conversations happening, right? You would have the conversations happening, and this is connected to the MCP server, right? This is connected to the MCP server, An MCP server in turn is connected to the D tools. It is connected to the Zoho CRM. It is connected to the Microsoft Teams. It is connected to the QuickBooks. So whatever the question you ask, right, it would interact and bring information from there, the appropriate information. It process that information very contextually and present it for you. Okay. And so here are if you here few, there are few of the prompts which we use for Zoho CRM. You can ask these questions that it will answer. And here you have a few other prompts, right? Like you can ask a deal for Benton was just approved in Zoho. So go ahead and create the new project in D tools, right? You can give complex tasks like this. A deal is created here in CRM. It is go and create a project in D tool. It will go and create. Okay. You can ask information about a particular project, right? You can ask information about exact profit, margin, and total, and anything about a project. You can ask questions about a client. You can ask general questions about all the clients in your system. You can ask, you know, sales specific reports. You can ask projects, stages, kind of a pipeline kind of a question. You can ask, in any type, however you are creative, whatever the information you wanted it to be present, right? You would be able to ask. Okay. Now the question comes in. Hey, this data set in details is huge, right? If I ask a huge question like cross multiple data sets to be swept and brought in, won't that affect the token regulations? Yes, it would affect. That is where our system we have built in the system more efficiently and powerful, well organized and designed in such a way that the system would take care, the MCP server would take care of that pressure. Okay. It would approach that very strategically and get this information for you. Okay. So that is the thing. We will talk more on that limitations and things on the next slides. And it's a quick code snap view of it. And then yeah, and then you have so connecting the MCP server with the cloud, right? That is not that difficult. It is like couple of steps is what we need to do in the uh, desktop environment of the cloud desktop. That's it, right? And it would, and all the other API information you would provide it would work well. Now comes the question: Can I customize? Can I customize the, the setup on runtime, right? Will I be able to tell like, hey, delete actions, you should not do delete action. Can I switch off the delete actions? Or you can say like, hey, can I switch off the delete and update actions? Yes. You see here, you would have a switch kind of a thing in any of the LLMs. Mostly the interface is pretty much the same. When you click that, that would provide this view where you would be able to switch off any of the function. You don't want to bulk create any records, switch off this. You don't want the LLM to direct and delete any records in your system, switch off this. All the once you switch here off here, and even if you ask to delete it, it will say that no, I cannot delete because I don't have the power to delete it. Right? So that kind of a control mechanism is available here. Okay. So now comes this MCP server flow itself. We can explain, we wanted to explain it to you how this whole thing works, right? And if you ask a question, what happens is this MCP server will break that question. This Claude actually, or the Claude or the LLM would, process that natural language question. It would break that question. It will give the MCP server instructions like, what tool to approach to, what tool to connect, and what functions to be triggered, right? So what the MCP would do is it would connect to the D tools. In this case, D tools is the tool. This would connect to the D tools API. and it will access the appropriate modules to give this information back, right? And then once this D tool sends a response, the information what you get back, right? That comes back to the MCP server. And this MCP server will store that information in the JSON format. And then it would convert it to a raw JSON and replace it into an readable content. Okay. That readable content goes into the LLM. These are the detailed steps, step by step, what happens behind the scene, right? And that MCP server generates a human-friendly message. It does the analysis, it captures all the information, it does the analysis, and then provides the information what you wanted, right? Same way, pretty much the same way, if you ask it to do some actions, pretty much the same flow is followed. It does the action, does all these steps, it goes through all these steps, does the action, and the tool comes back and tells that it has done the work, right? Like a best companion, intelligent companion, right? So as a summary, this MCP server acts as a translator, executor between the LLM and the D tools, and it understands the common, the regular human language, breaks it into actions, right? Triggers, gives that information to MCP, and MCP does the actions, right? And D tools holds the data, MCP handles the action, Claude understands the language, right? That's the thing in summary. Okay. So could be questions like, what is the Claude token limit per request? How much tokens are used, right? You all know that tokens, if you equate tokens to the number of words, the tokens to the number of words, it counts the space also, right? When it is connected, and then when you count it, 20,000 tokens approximately will fall into like 13,000 to 15,000 words, right? That should be the input, and the output will be even lesser. It would be to 8,000 tokens, which is around like 5,000 to 6,000 words, right? So this is where the expertise comes into play. How you build this MCP server, right? It's just not connecting with an API and getting the information and presenting. No, it wouldn't work like that, right? There has to be a strategy. There has to be an approach with which this MCP server should be strategically built so that it operates within this small resource availability. These things are, this limits is of course the limits increases as your addition of the LLM increases, and certain LLMs provide certain limits and things like that. Why LLM providers like Perplexity or Claude or OpenAI, which is the ChatGPT, Anthropic, which is the Claude, right? Why these people, or Grok, which is the Twitter, the XAI, why they put these limitations in place? Why? Because they themselves have limitations on the resource availability, the GPUs, right? You need GPUs to run these processes, and you need a lot of tokens, and that's the lot of power to be spent on that. So that's where they put tokens, they ration it, they give quota, and then they provide these things to the people, right? So that's the whole um, idea of this tokenization. And where our expertise comes in is we play within this boundary. We build MCP servers, we build these connections, we build these agents, AI agents within this boundary so that the systems work appropriately, right? We take care of all those guardrails. We take care of all those processes and the best practices in place and how this has to be handled. Based on that, the MCP server is built. Okay. And this is like few screenshots on this um, actions. We will share this slide deck. You can check with us. People who are attending this session today, you would be able to get the question, you would be able to get this entire slide deck. And for people who are seeing this in YouTube, and it is live in LinkedIn also, live in LinkedIn or Twitter or any place, if you are seeing this live, you wanted to get the slide deck, you can always approach our team. You can just come to our website and just ask, "Hey, we wanted this one," and our team would be more than happy to share this one. Okay. And most of the time in the YouTube and things, on the bottom, you would find the description and the link to download this slide deck. Okay. So that is what we do. Now, these are few videos which are the Claude LLM, and these are real-time videos. Okay. You can set up a one-on-one call with us. We would be able to uh, see the real things in working, and you would be able to also test it by yourself by giving whatever the question you wanted to paste it, right? For the benefit of time, because certain queries would take a couple of seconds and things like that. For the benefit of time, we just made from few videos which you can see that one, and you could understand how this whole thing works and how it could benefit you, right? I'm playing this video. So here, if you could see, I'm I'm stopping this video. Just that's the purpose of, we just did a video so that I can stop and talk and things like that. What is the total contract value of all active projects we have in the system right now? Very complex question, right? It would take a couple of minutes or a few hours for you to go and analyze and do an analysis, export it in the spreadsheet and do all these things, right? We have asked a very complex question, and let's see, what the Claude provides. So it says, now let me search active projects. It goes step by step. If you could see, right? It understands the question. It breaks the questions into tasks, right? Let me make it a little bigger. Here, you could see, it tries couple of times, get some project summary, get project summary. These things you can just ignore. That is all, system to system talking to each other. Okay. Sometimes it might take time because it's talking to two other systems, right? It is talking to D tools. It is talking to, through the MCP server. So, MCP server and the LLM would be quick. Sometimes D tools, it would take some time for it to give this information. Okay. We don't want to hide that one. We just said, let's give that in the video also. So people would know that this is not always, once in a while, this kind of a thing would happen. Right. Yeah. But it will succeed. And you are not going to lose tokens on this one. If it tries a couple of times like this, you're not going to lose much tokens as such. Okay, now it got it, right? Now let me calculate the total contract value using the analysis tool. Yes, it got the information. It took the information. We have set it up in such a way that you could also see the JavaScript behind it, what's happening. That's why we took this Claude LLM. But if you put it on ChatGPT, you don't want it to see all these codes and things, how it runs. We can hide it. Just an instruction to hide that one, right? So it gave, yeah, it took this data, did the analysis, gave a summary, total active contract value. This is the total active contract value. It took some time to, because it's a large data set, right? Like you are asking it to give, I'm just taking it back, and I wanted to pause it and talk, right? So you are, it's a large data set, so it is going there and sweeping all these 15 projects, right? What we have in the sample D tools setup. It is taking that information, processing it, and providing this information here. So see here, it gives some analysis. The majority of your contract value is concentrated in your larger educational and commercial AV projects. With several proposals still in progress, that could significantly impact your pipeline. What an analysis. It tells that, hey, in this area, your most of the project's values are sitting here in this large educational and commercial AV projects. Look at the pipeline. It could significantly impact your pipeline. That's the kind of an analysis it provides, right? So that is what we wanted to show. I wanted to show a couple of other things in action. So let's ask the next question. Pull up the USA AV project. Who is the project manager responsible? What is the total value? Let's see what it provides. Now it is talking to DTools, the MCP server. Now it is talking to the DTools. So first action, it gets the project, what you're looking for. Okay. And here are the details. It picks the details and shows it to you. This is the project name. This is the client. This is the project manager. This is the sales rep. This is the total value. This is the status of the project, right? And then it gives a scope overview also. Okay. And see the beauty at the end, it says this is the second highest. This is the second highest. This is the second highest value active project at nearly 179K, and it is currently in the early new lead website stage. The stage, just the name, and suggesting it came through your website and still being qualified and developed. See, this is what we wanted to hear from an intelligent companion, right? What about the project? Who is the people assigned to it? What is the value? What action we should take next, right? So it provides all this information. And the thing is, you need not type these prompts. You can just dictate it, like in any LLM. You are on Mac, you can just dictate it and just it gets the answers, right? So that makes the life easier. Let's see the third video, right? So we are giving a prompt like retrieve the most recent deal from Zoho CRM. This is the most powerful action I wanted to show, right? We are saying retrieve the most recent deal from Zoho CRM. That is in the qualification stage, and you can dictate, like, that's in the drafting stage, you can say, right? And create a corresponding project in DTools. So now it is going to look in both the tools, the CRM tool, and it is going to take action in the DTools tool. If you want to get information in the CRM tool, take action in the DTools tool. So it gives the information, hey, the connection is working. Let me try to get this data. Perfect. I can see this deal. Yes, it is in this stage, right? This is the code behind the thing, like, the JSON raw data it gets. If you don't want that to be shown, yes, we can set it up like that. Why we wanted to show that one is just to ensure and confirm the kind of testing that there is no hallucination. There is no over talking, right? Or providing more information which is not required, right? It takes that what we ask. Its business information is what it provides with accuracy. Okay. So now you could see that it has taken the project details from the CRM and it has gone into DTools, created a project in DTools, took the project ID from DTools, come back and put it, so that you have that visibility, right? So next question we are putting, like, give me the overview of a client, test client. I want to see the total value of the project and all, right? This video 4 is, very, very powerful for you to see, like, it works with two tools. It get information from one tool, it process it and does an action in another tool, goes and creates a project in another tool, brings the information and presents it here, right? So that is the thing. Let's see another video, another system in action. We are asking the show the dashboard summary. Right now we were asking question like, question we asked, got the answer. We asked suggestion, it provided suggestions. We asked, we gave an action to be, or a task to be completed. We said, go there, get this information, put it here, bring that information back and do this action. It did that one, right? Now we are giving it a task to create a dashboard and show it in a visible, with the visual things, right? So now you could see that it is creating a dashboard, an UI dashboard. You are in a, you are about to go for a sales discussion with your CEO as a VP, or as a CEO. You wanted in the weekend, you wanted a report with all these dashboards and everything created, which you wanted to see from D tools. This is the place, right? You just give an instruction and say like, hey, build a dashboard. I wanted to see this information together, right? Here you are seeing behind the scene code, what it does, how it does, and things like that. Okay, we wanted to keep it open so that the community could benefit out of it. So behind the code, these are the actions which is happening, right? And your dashboard is getting created now as we speak. Yes, see here, it has given the project status report. I'm sorry, the project status report, how many projects in progress, what is the value, what are the stages, the distribution status, what are the key performance indicators, right? How the pipeline looks like, what is the highest project value, what is like, how many active work is going on, all those information, right? It completely designed your project and gave you a project status report, right? This is what you would expect as a CEO, right? So it provides everything. Okay. So like that, it can create a dashboard, it can do the actions, it can go and update a record, it can go and update a records in bulk, it can create records in bulk, right? It can provide you insight, it can show you the visibility of information, it can orient you on your work, like what things you have to focus on. It can build dashboards for you, reports for you, right? What's happening right now, it is building a report. Previously we saw a dashboard, right? And based on that report, you would be able to take actions and say like, hey, do this action, and it would be doing. Okay, so that's what it is happening right now. It's creating a new project report with all this information in place, right? See, what we are trying to show here is what actions it could perform. You can be, as a user, you can be very creative. You can put as many different questions you wanted to ask, right? And it would be able to process and provide it. Okay. So we are, as an engineers, we say like, okay, this could do these actions. This could provide this dashboard. This could provide this report. This could do an analysis and provide you suggestions, right? But the prompts, there is no limitation on the prompts. You could, limitation in the sense like, we are not saying, hey, you could use only these prompts. No, it's open. You can be very creative, ask questions. It would break those questions into tasks, present it to you, and then go and do these actions behind the scene, right? So we showed you everything, right? Like all the other processes running. Nice. First process we showed like first prompt we asked, it took some time, which is very, very unusual. But that thing also we captured and wanted to show it to you. We don't want to hide it, right? Other things you asked, even more complex items, and it did it with ease, right? So system will not, the idea behind it is we wanted to show that the system is not broken. It will not break and say like, okay, I'm stuck here, it'll not work. No, it will keep trying and it will bring this information to you, right? And that's the thing we wanted to show. And these videos we would be putting it in all the places you can get it. Of course, in the PPT you will have this videos also, things working. You wanted to see things in action in real time with your questions being asked. Don't hesitate, please schedule a call with us. You can schedule a call like a 30 minutes pre-assessment or initial assessment, or you can have chat with us. We are more than happy to chat with you on this or anything on the AV system integrator business or anything others also on the AI space. You can go to our website, you can submit the contact there. You can send emails, right? You can go to our calendar in our LinkedIn profiles, you can schedule it there, right? More options, just not one option to reach us. As OfficeHub Tech, you all know, how to reach. So that's the thing. Let's talk about our roadmap, what we are doing right now. We are extending this integration. Right now, we are connecting as we speak. The team is connected MCP server with QuickBooks, right? It's in the final testing stage. And sorry, there's a typo. It's like written as good calendar. That is fine. Any calendar which has the MCP server, we will be able to connect. We are doing it with Google Calendar. And then we are doing it Microsoft Teams, we are connecting. Zoho Books, we are connecting. Zoho Desk and Sales IQ, the Creator, we are connecting. These are the things which is in action in the final stages of testing, right? And we are building API for all the Zoho tools and building one server so that you could work on that one, right? And the D tools and things. And on the security side, right, we are working on the concepts of anonymization and data protection and security, where the data would be masked. And there are other options also. Certain LLMs are available, which could be in your local, in your desktop itself, which is not connected to any of the outside world, where you would be able to process this information. And certain LLMs ensure that they will not train their system with your data. Your data is secured, which is within your instance, right? In addition to that, we are also building an anonymization concept where the personal identifiers are blocked or masked and then presented to the AI and then gets the information back, replace it with that information and presents it to you, right? So we are working on that aspect of the anonymization and the data protection and security also, right? And constantly we are optimizing this MCP servers and other systems so that we balance this load better and faster responses, and handling large data sets in a very strategic way, as I was saying, because we are playing within the rules of those token limitations and rationing, right? So these are the area we are constantly investing, building AI agents for this work. All the work with a lot of AI agents which has been built by us as we speak, which we are publishing. We are doing it for the clients, other clients also. So if you have anything of that sort, you can always reach out to us. This is our LinkedIn. You just search for OfficeHub Tech. You'll get it everywhere, and you would be able to reach us on the LinkedIn or the website. Follow us. We are doing newsletters. We are writing a lot about technology there. We have done more than 276 editions, and you can follow us to learn more about real time aspects of the AI and things, right? There are a lot of websites, a lot of organizations to talk about the future, the concepts and things like that. What we are providing is real time business solutions, which is at enterprise grade, which is immediately ready for production, right? We are talking in that sense at that level as a system integrator, right? So that's how we are doing it, and we are putting a lot of sources what we built in the source documentations and things, so people can also take and work on it. Just a contribution to the community we are doing in that one. Okay, so that's with that I would end this today's session. Let me check whether I have any questions which has been asked by the team. You can also put in questions as you have. Okay, I'll be able to more than answer those questions. Let me check what questions. Yeah, I see one question has been asked, like, what are those applications which is ready for the AV system integrators to work on, which is connected with the MCP server? Let me go to that slide itself. So these are the applications which is currently available where the AV business integrators could take advantage of. The DTools SI is connected to the MCP server, Zoho CRM. If you wanted to connect other CRMs like the HubSpot and the Salesforce or the other CRMs also, yes, the MCP servers are available, which has been provided by them. We would be able to connect and make these things work. And then Microsoft Teams is connected, and the QuickBooks is also connected, right? And this is not the end of the list. You would be able to connect the Google Calendar, or Zoho Calendar, anything which has the MCP server, we would be able to connect it with the AV system integrators, MCP server, and things. Yeah, so that's the answer for that question. Let me see the next question. Yeah, the next question they're asking is, will the MCP server have memory, right? Like, that's the question, if I understand it correctly. Yeah, so we can set up the local memory for you, for your business in your MCP server. That has to be set up. We would be able to set it up. We have given the provisions to set it up. And then there is context engineering, or training the model specific for your business. If you say, like, hey, this is our KPI, ours is slightly different. We focus on this one. We wanted the LLM to be more trained for our business. Contextual engineering, not prompt engineering, contextual engineered system, right? Prompt, of course, prompt would work. And within that prompt, it has to be very, very specific context. We will be able to train your model on that one and set that MCP server very specific for you. Okay, that's a thing. Yeah, that is one thing. Next, let me see the next question. Yes, of course. Like, they're asking, like, whether we could build MCP server for their tools, what they have currently. Yes, of course, we would be able to build MCP servers for your tools also, whatever you have, and your local data systems, data servers also, we will be able to do it. We can do the analysis and provide, like, the feasibility of it immediately. And your local data servers, like your own proprietary servers also, we will be able to integrate and take it, bring it to the MCP server. Yeah. The next question I see is, how much time it would take to do the implementation, right? So the implementation for the tools, which is not weeks, it is days, and then we would train it, test it, and leave it to you, right? Couple of days is what it would take. Of course, I'm saying, like, not building the MCP server, it is setting up the connecting the MCP server. Building the MCP server will be more, which is very specific for your particular system. It will take time, right? But that we will be able to tell only after seeing the system and the feasibility. Okay, that's the thing. Yeah, of course, we would be able to reach us, and we would be able to talk more specific about your business and help you on that aspects. Okay. Yeah, they're asking whether we could, how to reach it. You could reach on the website. You can reach us on the LinkedIn, any mode. With this all unified conversation with us, so it will all come to us. You will not miss even a single lead or an opportunity. So we'll be able to take it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The other question is, like, on the Zoho side, yes, we will be able to help and set up your entire Zoho business process. We will be able to set up your Zoho CRM, the projects connected with DTools. We already have a DTools connector in the market. We already have a DTools connector. which is in the Zoho's marketplace. D-Tool and Zoho CRM talk to each other. So you would be able to do that one. And yeah, we have a lot of options on that space. Yeah. We do the entire setup for your business and make it run. That's what we have been doing for last couple of years now. That's what we demonstrated in the CDA convention in Colorado, Denver, Colorado. And that's what we are demonstrating in any of the tech summits, if you could see us. So we'll be able to do it for all the businesses. Yeah. Okay. I think those are very valuable and most interesting questions. Thanks for your engagement. Thanks a lot for accepting invites, reaching us, connecting here. You would find all this information on our systems, and who are already registered will get the recordings of it. And yeah, thank you. Thank you all for connecting. We'll see you later. Thank you.